Hello and welcome to the Masterclass this week. This is Love is the Healing. So, I'm Dr. Vidhya and I am a leadership mentor. I'm also a medical doctor. Um, a author, and I'm a mama and a wife and a daughter and a sister, and it is so lovely to have you here. Okay, so you are in the right place if you are really looking to take your emotional well-being to the next level. Okay, a few little disclaimers. I am a medical doctor. I'm a consultant family physician. I'm very passionate about mental health. But obviously I'm seeing you the capacity today as a coach. So if you would also advise seeing a physician as well. Okay. But I do really believe, and I tell my patients this too, that with the right boundaries and resources and support, it's incredible what you can do for your own emotional well-being, and it really does start within. And there's incredible support around us too. Okay, so that's what the focus is of the session is how for whatever it is that you want to create in your life. Let me bring this a little bit closer without knocking my phone down. Whatever it is that you want to create in your life, in your health, okay, your mental health and your physical health, in terms of your wealth, right? Your purpose, your fulfillment in your work, in terms of your family life. So this is now going into relationships. That's relationship with the divine. Okay, which I firmly believe is within you all the time. You might prefer to use the word in universe or God or the name that you have for your faith or your God. So insert, fill in the blank. But for me, I like to use the word divine. And this is a interfaith space. Whether you're even if you're atheist, whatever it is, we're all here together. Okay. So, leadership, relationships, it is that love that you have for the divine, love for yourself, that relationship with yourself. Okay, when we talk about self love, self leadership, wholeness within yourself, that's what it's getting comfy here. That's what it's all about, right? So, also that spreads then into your relationship with your family and how you lead them or co lead them. Okay, this includes cleansing the bloodline, healing the lineage, right? Through all through this masterclass, that's my intention. Through bringing family harmony, and that starts with harmony within yourself. And then that can lead then into your service, right? Your global service, your personal contribution in the world. However that looks, whether it's a homemaker, whether it's in a corporate career, you as a professional, you're an entrepreneur with your own business, or you're helping other businesses, you work for a charity, whatever it is, maybe you do all of them, but whatever it is, this is our personal contribution to the world, okay? So how you lead your family, how you lead yourself is all starts with those things in order to then lead into our global leadership, right? Through the work that we do, through our roles, right? Including as daughter. I'm sitting right here, right now, in my parents' house, okay? So, and that's not necessarily that I'm leading necessarily right now, but serving and being there, not subservient, but being there, helping and spending quality family time and those sorts of things as well. And often there is healing work to do as well. And as a sister, I'm going to see my sister later on today, my nieces, kids here. I'm a lovely hubby, right? So, marriage is a commitment. Marriage takes work, but it's the same for yourself, same for your family, same for your work. Okay, so I really firmly believe that even with manifestation, even with personal development, even with the best business strategies in the world, and I teach them too. I have beautiful in my Legacy Leaders Circle, which is our membership for the Wealthy Warrior Leaders. That's a brand. But Legacy Leaders Circle, we have consultant psychiatrists, we have ministers, we have tech entrepreneurs that we welcome this week. We have network marketers, Reiki healers, myself, a GP consultant, family physician, and also a chakra and aura healer. So there are so many ways people who are coming in who don't have a business experience or career, and it's more focused on the family leadership and self leadership and emotional healing and that side of things. So this really is a choose your own adventure. Okay, it works for any industry, it works for any aspect of life, because in all of the things, manifestation, leadership, wealth, which I teach, all of those things, and we do all of that in Legacy Leader Circle, the fundamental core pillar, I think, in life is healing. And what I mean by that is not that we're going to be healing forever, okay? I don't mean that, you're not broken, okay? You're not broken, you are whole. But sometime, somewhere along the line, something happened that made us forget that, okay? Or there was just maybe so much emotional pain that it really changed the narrative in our mind, and we went into sort of a kind of survival mindset, or a warrior mentality in a negative way, of kind of against the world, and the world is awful, and all of that. And then it can sort of spiral from there, right? So we're here to let those things go, but to also, we do still need to be wealthy warrior leaders, okay? That real identity piece, because it does in the warrior piece. Why do I call it warriors? It takes courage. It takes courage to really show up and be all that you can be. It takes courage to show up to this masterclass, and to do the healing work, right? It takes courage to not be put off when the title is Love is Healing, and sort of want to believe that, right? And instead not go to do more strategy and more of those other things, which you still need to do, right? We still need to get the work in. We still need some sort of methodology, but it is also the healing work. Okay, for me, that is the basis. That is the fundamental things. So if there is, not everything is about blocks, but I do think that there can be perceived obstacles, shall we say, in our healing, in our wealth, in our purpose, in our relationships, whatever it is. It doesn't mean necessarily that we've always done something wrong. Sometimes it can feel very external, but maybe there's a way in which we are perceiving the situation, or we are underestimating our power in the situation. Um, and it's calling to draw upon something within us. So you might interchange this word healing for personal growth, okay, or maybe just your usual faith work, whatever that looks like for you. But I'm really excited for this today, and that's exactly what we're going to be focusing on, okay. And by the way, in Legacy Leader Circle, there is a much deeper program called Heal and Release, where we really, we've done a retreat before for Heal and Release virtually, and we really go deep. And in the annual membership, you also get a personal one-to-one coaching session on this. You get a bespoke audio recording, a leadership certification, and a 90-day game plan. And then we obviously have the whole year together, and people just stay on every single year. Okay, so come and join us. Okay, if that resonates with you, and this session today is a little flavor of those masterclasses that are already in there, that happen every month. There's a live Q&A, and I would be so excited and so happy to welcome you in. Okay, so you can send me a message, leader, and I'd be so happy to welcome you in. But for if you're here for today, that is totally fine. And this is my offering to the divine, and my offering, and I'm so excited to serve today as well. And I'm doing this with you. Um, so I am, as I said, very passionate about emotional healing and leadership. I do have some notes here. I've also made a workbook for this session. If you haven't received it, just comment down below workbook, or send me a private message with the word workbook, and I will send that right over to you. Okay. But don't worry if you don't have the workbook, because I'm going to be going through it all with you today. Okay, so you can just follow along with me. If you can just take a moment to get a piece of paper, or you can get your journal. Okay, I've got my journal here. I love using this one by Alana Fairchild. And I've got my pen, my beautiful mother of pearl, beautiful pen. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, you need a beautiful pen. But honestly, any pen, don't worry if it's literally the back of an envelope. Or you can even use, obviously, I appreciate you might be watching this on your phone, but you can even use a note section on your phone. Like, make it work. I remember when I was first kind of getting into this work, almost 10 years ago, my goodness. Um, but more professionally in this way, in terms of coaching, I remember feeling very inadequate, because I think I was on maternity leave, my first one, or I just had him, I believe. And you go to all these. I invested in coaching programs and rapid transformation therapy with Marissa Peer and all these incredible work, Bob Proctor's Thinking to Results, and I was a Bob Proctor consultant. Just so many incredible programs, okay, and it was wonderful, and I really enjoyed all of it, and I highly recommend those too. But sometimes what I found was not of those programs, but just in general, was that you'd have these incredible sessions, and you feel like you want to do your journaling, right? You want to do your journaling and have a candle and your beautiful journal and your pen. It felt like everyone was doing that, and I really felt I was having this cute little baby on me, and I always felt like I only had really ever like one hand, right? The other hand was supporting my little cute one while I was breastfeeding or whatever it was. But it doesn't have to look perfect. In fact, the way you're doing it is divinely perfect. Okay. So it might look like back of the envelope. You might not even write anything. You might just be like, "Do you know what? If you just, when we go through these exercises today, if you just close your eyes and just have the intention of that question, that is not less than me sitting here with like a candle and writing it out with my pen and all of that. It's the same, okay, because it's just your experience of it, so it's not any less. The most important thing is that you go through consciously and embodying it, this work that we're doing, okay, that's the most important thing. The how, in terms of it's got to be this pen and this journal and this candle. That's all just, they're tools. They're all different healing tools to help you. And for some, it can be triggering or difficult initially, or that's a perception to do this work. So if it's going to feel nicer to have a nice pen or a journal, or it's creating that feels like a safer space for you. I sometimes take my journal when I go to the temple. Right, when I go to the temple, I'll sometimes sit at the back of the temple. I would have done my prayers and I'll sit at the back and I'll just do my journaling at the back of the temple. I just really enjoy like the feeling of the vibration. And this is obviously for any place of faith, right? Sometimes I go to church. I'm not Christian, but sometimes I go to churches and sit there and I just absorb the divine in all these beautiful different flavors that we have in all these beautiful different religions and different ways of that. Okay, and that's our connection here. So don't worry if you don't have the workbook. And if you want, you can take a second to. I'm just telling you, if you want to take a second to get a piece of paper and get a pen. And if you're watching this replay, then comment down below replay. If you're watching live, comment down below live. I'm so excited to have you here. But you can grab those things, okay? And please do put comments in the chat. Any questions you have, even if you're watching the replay, I do go back always, and I always check the questions. If it's something really personal and confidential, I totally get it. I was totally in that space. In fact, that's how I started in this, looking for other ways. And you can just send me a private message on Facebook, Instagram, mainly Facebook, Substack. I'm on. But you can just send me a message there, okay? So, and as I said, if today's session resonates with you, then I'll tell at the end how you can also join Legacy Leader Circle. But essentially, you can just send me a message and I will pop a link down below for the monthly, as well as for the annual, okay? But jump into the annual because, you want that personal session. It's a founding members rate at the moment. So soon not everyone will get that personal session as I reach capacity at that level. You can have it in the high levels. I have masterminds and inner circles where they have it every single week, so that's different. It's a different level of investment and including time for yourself as well, how much you want to get into this and really really commit and go for it. But this is the sort of foundational piece, is Legacy Leader Circle. All right. So the first thing we want to do is so if you just open up the workbook, okay? So if you see me looking over here, it's because I've got the workbook here, and I have some notes for the session because I was really thinking and meditating and praying upon this session today to really think what is the best way to serve. Um, what tools have really helped me along my healing journey in this school of life, have helped my patients, right? What things have really helped my patients? There's tools in here, or different things that my patients have mentioned. So thank you to my beautiful patients. So grateful to walk this journey alongside you. My family. So remember my sister, she's a GP as well. She's a doctor as well. And she gave me my first personal development book. Well, the first personal development book for me, I think, was the Bhagavad Gita. Um, and there was lots of books from Satya Sai Baba as well. But in terms of a more sort of formalized Western one, shall we say, it was The Seven Habits of Highly Effective Teenagers, by Stephen Covey. Is it Covey or Covey? I'm not quite sure. You can comment down below, let me know. But that was an incredible book, and it really introduced us into personal development in this way, and I loved it. And I'm grateful that now I've written my books. And by the way, if you haven't received your free copy of my Habits book, this is Habits, your life changing guide, how to transform your mind, body, and life in 21 days. Obviously, that's the first 21 days. Okay, it's the first 21 days to go through, and then you have continued support and Legacy Leader Circle, where we're there every single day. Okay, I'm in the group, people asking questions, and in here you also get a journal as well. Let me just quickly show you. So there is a journal at the back. We kind of go through character development work. um, this is being made into there's a more formal journal for this coming out with my time mastery, Phoenix time mastery course. I do that once a year. So there's the journal there. And also I have meditations in here, and I even have a recipe book. It's my tofu egg fried rice, heart healthy padapu, which is like Sri Lankan dal, Sri Lankan chicken curry, Moroccan chickpea and aubergine. So there's some great recipes in there as well. I've even obviously, speak to your physician if you've got any health conditions, and there's a meal plan there. But I've really taken what I feel works from the NICE guidelines, which is what we follow in the UK, what's worked for my patients. And this was written 10 years ago, by the way. But I'm in the middle of writing a new book, which I'm so excited about, which is Heal and Release. Can you hear me right? I think there's a bit of reflection from the light up there, but we'll see how we go. I've got some affirmations here, so it's a great book. If I don't mind me saying so myself, but really, in this book, I wrote in my first maternity leave, 2017, 2018, sorry, 17, 18. When I go into details about this, and literally in another masterclass, but when I was in high dependency unit after a difficult birth. I'm really grateful to have thrived through with the divine, but honestly, it was a difficult time at that time. The little one was in special care baby unit, and I really got to a point where. It was sepsis, and they were talking about long-term effects, etc. And I was in this cubicle all by myself because my poor hubby was had gone to the special care baby unit, and I remember thinking, this has got to be about something. There's something, not that I haven't done anything, but there's something here for me to learn. Like, there's a reason this is happening, and I think the divine is amazing, and it's not some sort of punishment or something. And who knows, it could have been so much a very different story. So for me, they were then very much like, look, we basically, they didn't really know what happened. They just said, well, let's presume sepsis, but his CRP, his results were wild and had lumbar puncture, etc. The little one. And then I honestly was just doing my mantras and my prayers, my meditation, and everything that I'm going to teach you now. But I didn't really realize fully at that time. I didn't have it fully articulated, but I just knew that I felt something. I felt that this was something different. And I even despite being a medical doctor, which I love being a doctor, and as long as I can, I will always be a doctor. I do that. I work full time as a doctor because I love it, alongside this work. And I really felt like there was something outside of that medical model, which was the meditations, definitely the visualization, really, of us being in the best of health, and at home and cuddled up and having a great time. And very quickly, literally within 24 hours, they were very much like, well, we don't really know what happened, but like, his bloods are completely normal now, but we'll just completely antibiotics because that's protocol, and we don't really know, all of the details. But I knew it was a divine, and that's interfaith. I just knew, like, that was a divine, but it had to be my belief, taking my belief to the next level, maybe. and well, actually implementation of some things, especially for me, that was more around meditation. Up until that point, I had dabbled in meditation. I was using the Calms meditation app, which is amazing. But I was doing it more as a, like, kind of just maybe a bit going through the motions, like I was doing the meditation. um but this was a whole different experience of deep embodiment and true belief, and that visualization, using your mental faculty of your imagination, really just letting that fuse into your body and then through me into my little one and the rest of my family, which is what I mean also by family leadership or co-leadership. I cannot deny that experience. Okay. And when we were then told, look, you need to stay at home for like 3 4 months. This is 2017. Okay, so this is pre-COVID. We had Nobody knew what lockdown was. Nobody understood why you staying at home. Okay, and I have to say, at that time, a lot of people dropped out of my life, but because they couldn't understand. But that is maybe also God's, redirection and protection. Who knows? But I so yeah, we had to stay at home basically for 3 4 months, basically a lockdown. And so we did obviously go outside as well, but when like in a field where like there's no one else there, or very minimal, like we didn't go to the shops, didn't go to baby groups, like family were very careful around coming around. And I really was like in that time thinking, I really have to make sure that this does not give me postnatal depression. Or And there's lots of amazing perinatal mental health services available now, by the way. And if this is triggering, I'm very sorry about that. But you can contact your local service provider for perinatal mental health therapy. Okay, there's so much support available um, to reach out to. But at that time, they didn't really exist as much, to be honest. And but what I wanted to do was, I was thriving in it. So despite that really challenging time, and people sort of really feeling like we have no idea kind of how you got through that, to be honest, I knew what I was doing, and honestly, I was glowing. I was in my best health physically, mentally, like over that maternity period of time. And I was thinking, I need to capture this somehow. I'd always wanted to write a book. I'd always wanted to write a book. And so I remember thinking, do you know what? I don't want to be this 90-year-old, 100-year-old woman later on and think, oh, I wanted to do this, write a book, and I wanted to start my own membership, Legacy Leaders, and I wanted to teach people, outside of being a doctor, about healing, whilst I do it with them, which is why I'm here now, and have all these dreams that just go along with me. And so I was like, I'm just going to write the book. Right, I'm just gonna write the book. Maybe it'll be imperfect, but I'm gonna write it. And I literally wrote it whilst breastfeeding on the notes section of my phone, because if I don't know if you have a little one, but with your breast bottle feeding, like those sessions go on for like hours, right? And then you burp, and then it's like another round of feeding, and it just goes round and round and round. And so I was just literally writing down it on my notes section of my phone, and I would, I was doing the editing. I did everything myself. I formed a company, which is now Athena Publishing House Limited. I still got it. And I formed the company initially because I wanted to self-publish my book, because I went to so many literary agents and it was taking so long and so many questions. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I just want to get this out there into the world. And I was going back from maternity leave back to work as mental health director, actually, regional mental health director in the National Health Service. And I just really felt like I just don't want this to be something that I never complete. So I'm just going to do it, and I can always edit it later. And this is the book. This is the book. Okay, so I wrote it in 2017, and and by the way, we in Legacy Leaders there is also a publishing author program. So come in, okay, because I also teach you how you can publish a book exactly the way I did it. This is pre-AI, okay, so this is all my words. So how I wrote that, and even if English isn't your first language, and how you can do it for yourself, your own story, turn your pain into purpose, and into profit as well, as long as we're doing it dharmically, ethically. There's nothing wrong with that if it's done in a way that's going to really give back and help so many people. Okay, so um, so I'm really grateful for that experience now, because of that's what I'm telling you now, right? Okay, and he's 8 years old, and he's having great sleep upstairs with his along with his brother. So that's what I really wanted to teach, and continue to do this work. And I'm very, very passionate about it. For me, it was the energy healing work, or chakra centers, aura healing, meditation, whatever you want to call it. But it's so powerful. Okay. And this isn't that one healing tool is more powerful than other. I mean, ultimately, it's just whatever resonates with you to bring out that deep healing, or remove those blocks, or to just take things to the next level. Or if you're ready to just drop something heavy, then that's what we're doing right here, okay? And that's what we do in Legacy Leader Circle too. We do regular healing sessions, regular meditation sessions. And we're going to be doing that more so too. So I'm so excited to have you come in. And what I do is heal and release, which is the healing pillar that is called House of Healing. That pathway is House of Healing. So many people come in just for that. Some people come in for the wealthy warriors pathway, which is, all about careers, leadership, corporate leadership, career leadership. Maybe they're a doctor and they want to learn how to set up their own private practice, or they want to have interview skills. So we have a leadership certification program. And there's also the business aspect within Wealthy Warriors of how to create your own 10K and beyond coaching program, network marketing, literally an actual sales and marketing program within there with a warrior heart sales method, that we go deep into. And these are just timeless business principles. It's just teaching you what's worked for me, how to set up your YouTube channel, your podcast, how to go live like this, do lives that sell, how to also have, 10K sales in a day, and again, how to do this all ethically, dharmically, right, in a way that serves for the greater good. And then we have other pathways, which is more to family leadership and family and relationships and love and dynamics. And then we also have well, they're the main things, and then faith as well, spirituality. Okay, so come in. Legacy Leader Circle monthly is there, no contract, cancel anytime. Right, anytime. Come in for a month. There's only $47 right now. It used to be $37, so it will be going up. And as I said, the annual at the moment is only $444, right? Yes, love my angel numbers. So it's only 444, and like I said, you get a personal coaching session with that. You get your 90-day bespoke game plan. So based upon that session, I give you this incredible dossier called the Warrior Heart Life Dossier, which is a 360-degree life and leadership transformation. So we really go deep into every single aspect of your life. And then that's what the coaching session is on, like whatever you want to focus on. A 90-day game plan is more like a kickstart, right? But obviously, I'm still there with you. So it's one coaching session. If you want more, come into a higher level investment program. But ultimately, then in the group membership and the group programs, we're there then for the whole year with support, monthly masterclasses, and obviously you can just keep doing that every year, right? And we can review, where you're at. Okay, so let's move on now. Okay, I'm just checking if there's any questions. I've covered all the points because I really want you to leave with practical tools. Okay, I know when we watch these sessions, it all sounds very nice, we're motivated at the moment, and then we're sort of like, okay, I need something to change now, right? That's what you're here. So we've got practical tools that you can actually use immediately, and we're going to be doing it together. Okay, so what I want you to do is grab your drink and have a sip. Okay, so you can grab your workbook. I don't have it printed out, so I'm just going to be writing it down in my journal. This I do my journaling every day, or sometimes I just don't write. Like this week's been quite a heavy week. Kids are off school to summer, so it's lovely. But I'm also working full time my clinics, and I've been doing extra clinics as well because they didn't have enough doctors. I've been doing extra clinics. And I'm grateful my days of night shifts and all of that are over. So it was nothing like that. It was just a couple of extra hours and it was fine. And I'm spending loads of time with my parents and whilst looking after the kids and my nieces and my sister. So it's been like so lovely. And I'm also an appraiser for other doctors and a medical school examiner. But anyway, so when it's a week of increased service, I don't always write down. Like I think this is the first time I'm opening it today from when we came here like a week ago. So, what I will do instead is, as I said, I will just do it in my head, which is a meditation, right? So I'll just do it in the form of meditation, and I know that all is well. and it's all coming through to me consciously, and I have an incredible memory. This is part of your self-love journey, how you talk to yourself, okay? So that's what I would have done. Okay. So the first thing we're going to be doing is the executive life audit. So when I say executive, I want you to now take on right here, right now, okay, the embodiment of I am the CEO of my life. Okay. Or you can say the divine is your CEO. But I think at some point we do need to be very like, I am taking responsibility. And what I love to do, if you're spiritual like me, is I love to, when I do my prayers, I love to feel that the divine light is coming through, whatever the divine means for you. Um, and it's coming through all those different beautiful forms, and that is coming through me. Okay, this beautiful light. You can close your eyes if you want. It's a beautiful light. You can imagine a beautiful candle flame, and it's very calm, but it's very bright, and it's very powerful. It's very strong. Okay, that is a light within you. That is a divine's light. You are always connected. You don't need to do these things to get connected. The connection is always there. Um, and so that divine light is coming through your head, and we're going to do more of a meditation on this later, but through your head, that's your crown chakra, through your third eye. And as it's going through your body, it is healing, and it's also empowering and awakening that wealthy warrior leader within. So it's coming through your mind's eye, which is mind's eye is the third eye, okay? And it is coming through your throat chakra. So all of these words I'm telling you right now, for me, that is, a download from the divine. That is inspired by the divine. It's whatever you want to say it, but for me, it's okay. I literally prayed as to how do you want me to say it? What does you want me to teach? What is going to really help the collective? What is it the world needs right now? And this is my offering, and it's not meant with any. And also, I want to release any kind of ego and all of that. And this is for you. This is for me. This is something that we're just doing together. So it's coming through into your heart chakra. That love, that divine love, that self love, family love, and maybe there's work there to be done, and that's okay. But we are doing it with lots of love, lots of light. It is healing that divine light in the world, okay, in the world through your roles. Whatever it is you're going to do today, it is a role that you're playing in the world, right? So through that, it's blessing that and healing in everything that we do. Even if you're not a healer, or you think you don't do healing work, there is a way in which we can do it. There is an attitude, and the thoughts and the feelings and the words, and the intention behind all of that is very powerful than the actual physical activity itself, right? Like if I sent you a message, an invitation to come here today, it's not just some spam message like, oh yeah, just come, just come. It's the intention behind it. It's the visualization of this person being here and us sharing this energy together, whether it's live or replay, because for me it's timeless. And doing this beautiful work, and then you doing this beautiful work, and me, it is having this beautiful positive ripple effect out there into the world for yourself, for your family, for your service, so, and in everything that you do from this moment forth, and starting with today, right? And in those challenge, and if there are any challenging moments today or turbulence, it's coming back to this, that's centering yourself, right? Coming back to self-awareness, self-reflection. That's what we're doing. Okay, and this ripple effect goes all the way down into your solar plexus chakra. That's your powerhouse of confidence and personal power. Into your sacral chakra of creativity, right? Where the reproductive organs are, your root chakra, that's your foundation of self. Okay, foundation of self, who you are, and we may even be redefining a lot of that in this session too. Okay, we go deep into this, into Legacy Leader Circle, and also if you want personal mentoring as well, we can go deeper. But we really go deep because sometimes we need to redefine what does success look like for me. What does fulfilling, ambitious work look like for me? Maybe it's different to 10 years ago or 5 years ago, or perhaps you're at a crossroads in your career or in your marriage or relationships or business or whatever it is, and you're calling upon the next level in this chapter, okay, whatever that looks at, whether that's letting go of something, maybe it's letting go of a toxic way of doing something, or it is calling to draw upon within yourself other ways of doing things. So that's all, with this foundation of self. And then the light is going throughout your legs and your arms and your whole body. Okay. So it's even healing your hands and empowering it with the work that you do, the words you say, the thoughts you think, what you see, what you hear, what you say, all of these things. Okay. And again, it's your belief in this. Okay. So if you think this is not really, this is just some mumbo jumbo, then it won't work. Okay. And I say that to my patients too, in obviously a very compassionate way, that if you really believe this won't work for you, it won't work, because you've given an instruction to, you've literally commanded your mind to say this is not going to work. But why would you not want to work? Because this puts you as a captain of your ship, puts you as a CEO with the divine working through you. So you can say co-creation if you want. But I think when we say I am the CEO of my life, with the divine guiding me, or they're ultimately driving the whole thing. But I think it gives a different level of responsibility of like, right, I am delivering session, and it's up to me to do this. But I've been given, as we all have, all of the capabilities and mental faculties to do this, which is the case of doing it, if that makes sense, right? So when you have your executive life audit, it's really seeing yourself as, yes, I am the executive. Even if you don't have a business, even if in your career you're not in an executive position, but you are an executive of yourself. You are the CEO. You are the, maybe God's the founder, but you are the CEO, okay, of your life. And this is what this looks like. Okay. So emotional well-being, you are responsible for that. Things may have happened in the past, and I'm really sorry for that. Okay. And it does not condone any of that. It does not condone if there's anything that's been sort of done to you. It doesn't condone any of that. However, we have a duty to ourselves and going forward for others, whether you have a family or not, whether you have kids or not, it's not about that, but it's just for others around you, that ripple effect, to do this healing work. And it is work. And I know it takes work and energy, okay? And it can feel sometimes unfair. Like, why do I have to do all this emotional work? And it feels like half the other people in the world are not doing it. They're just going around projecting all of their insecurities all over everyone. I know it feels like that. But when you focus, there's a choice, right? You can either go down the road of fear, doubt, worry, anxiety, hate, guilt, which most people don't want to do that, but they get to a point of just so much negativity that they just feel like, well, do you know what? I don't want to do this work. I'm just gonna go ahead with this. I'm just gonna focus on reacting, whatever comes my way. I think it's also unfair, and complaining and commenting, on feeds and all of that. But that is a road of disintegration of the mind and the body. That's where the word disease, I feel comes from, right? So it's dis-ease. The mind is not at ease. So then that feel with doubt, fear, worry, and then turns into anxiety, and then that's going into the body. Okay, and as a doctor, I see that whenever I see patients with back pain or any condition, I'm always asking them, what is really going on for you? Has something happened? Or did something happen a long time ago and you kind of bottled it all up? And now it's all coming out in the form of I don't know, redundancy or back pain or something else has happened. Yes, we might need to do some referrals and investigations and take medications and do some other holistic healing work and other meditations. And maybe look at diet and nutrition. So yes, we should do all of that, but there is some deeper healing work that needs to be released. Okay, and I really do think it's very, very powerful. Okay, so emotional well-being, self-leadership, which we talked about, and your relationships, um, faith, ethical wealth, and family. Okay, these are all the different pillars that we're going to be looking at in our executive life audit. Okay, and I want you to ask yourself, is there a particular area that you think scored the lowest? Now, this is not to make you feel bad, okay? This is so that we can, again, as an executive of our life, okay, with the divine, the driving seat, take full responsibility for our actions, for the healing work around it, and you have support with this through here. Okay, jump into legacy leaders. Um, because we need to know. It's like you're going to get a car now and you're going to go on a drive. Well, in order for Google Maps to figure out where the journey for you to take, like, okay, this is the goal, which we're going to get to, it needs to know, where are you at now, though, right? It needs to know, where are you at right now? In order to formulate the best route, and there will always be multiple routes. Okay, have you noticed that? So as you get closer, sometimes it's a better route, or this has changed, or that's changed. As you get closer, things will change, okay, because you're doing the work, okay? So to keep showing up, okay, and find fulfillment in doing the work in itself. Try not to be in this state of, I just want to get this out of the way and I just want the result and that's it. Focus instead, and I talk about this in my live masterclass, which I did last week, the daily method of operation, and this is included in that, but I just talked more about the general concept. But for me, this is my daily method of operation. Whether I write it down or I do it as a meditation in my head, or whether it's shorter or longer, but I'm doing it every day. Okay. And that is a commitment to yourself as well. Just like a CEO checking in on the KPIs, where are we at right now? Where are we at financially? Having a leadership meeting with the executive board, finance, strategy, operations, customer service, etc., human resources, all of those things, right? That is you. That's all within you. So that's what we're doing now. Okay. So love is, I'm also writing. I want you to write this down, okay, or do it in your mind or close your eyes, okay? So we're doing the executive life audit. Life audit. Okay, so which areas score the lowest? So these are the different areas. Emotional well-being. So what's your predominant state? Is it anger, guilt, fear, doubt, worry? Is it love? Great. Is it love? Is it happiness? Is it peace, joy? Do you feel like, do you know what? I do feel like I have quite good emotional well-being, but I would like to take it up a notch. I feel like it's not maybe my predominant state. I feel like I'm here. Great. Then you can look at it that way. What do I want to optimize? Okay. So there's emotional well-being, there's self-leadership, relationships, family, purpose, faith, and ethical wealth. Okay. So write it down. You can choose more than one area if you want. I know, so if it feels like all areas, you're in the right place. Okay, exactly what do we do in legacy leaders? We look at everything. I don't think you should look at one thing in isolation at all, because naturally, even the business strategy you choose could affect your family life, could affect your health, right? And yes, there's growth in that. There's growth in me doing this live masterclass with you, right? I woke up at, really early in the morning, and everyone's still asleep. That's a choice. That's growth for me, and do my exercise after this. So there is growth, yes, but I also have to choose the one that is also right for the rest of my goals, for my family, my marriage, my finances, my purpose, etc. Okay, and try to write down, what is it, what is it about it, that area that you would love to have more of, or what's difficult right now. Okay, I can play some music if you want whilst we do this. Hold on. Okay. Can you hear this? Yep. You've got some nice meditation music. I'll just give you a minute or two. Of all of this, the question is, of all of these different areas in life, these are different life pillars. Okay. So it's the tree of life. Okay. I, al- I always say the tree trunk, the main pillar is health or healing, right? Which is why we're here today. It's the tree trunk. Even if you are right now worried about a grievance procedure at work, a redundancy, sales in your business, your purpose, taking it to the next level, your marriage, your kids' exam results, health, whatever it is, it all starts with, trust me, the tree trunk. The more healing, the more health, the more capacity you have, vitality, emotionally, physically, spiritually, to do also the actual work. Like for me to do this live right now was very dependent upon yesterday when I was up at I think 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Doing my strength training workout for a whole hour, listening to a meditation because I didn't get time to do it. To sit down as a 1 hour meditation, I really wanted to do it. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it whilst I do my workout. To do some beautiful 90-day game plan reports, which I'm very excited to do after this. So if you can hear this music. Okay, so I want you to really, really lean into that. What is the main area? Okay, so yes, it's healing and health, but aside from that, is there a particular aspect of healing maybe that you want to really lean into? Okay, I just thought something too. So I'll just give you 30 seconds. I think we've got left to have a think about. Have a think about that. What's the key? Try to focus on one main key priority that all the other areas can feed into as well. Okay, so you're not stopping anything. No. We are holistic here. We do everything, but we need one pointed focus, and then when we feed in the other areas, that makes it holistic. Okay, so take a moment to write that down. Okay, and remember, I'm doing my own healing work in this school of life alongside you. Okay, it's not just you. Um, we're all doing it. Okay, so if you've done that, let's turn this down a bit. Okay, so now, moving on. So look, healing is not about just fixing anything, okay? And you're not broken, okay? But it is good to have one core area to create the biggest ripple effect, and it is healing. And then leaning into healing what? So feel free to share in the chat if that what your area is. If you want to, even if you're watching the replay, make it interactive for you. This is for you as well. The more you put into this session, the more you'll draw out of it as well. Okay. So circle that one core priority. Okay. Now, by the way, inside Legacy Leader Circle, we do actually revisit this assessment every single month when we do our healing work. So members can actually kind of measure their growth over time and see how they're getting on and ask questions and have that live support and there's daily coaching as well, meaning you can ask questions anytime and it's literally me there to help you. Okay. Right. Now we're moving on to the personal healing blueprint. Okay. So have you got that area down? Right, your core priority, they're all important. Everything is important. But the key sort of area, okay, that you think is going to move the biggest needle mover. Okay. So, personal healing blueprint. Personal healing blueprint. Okay. Now, this is the core teaching. Okay. So, healing, I feel, happens in 5 steps. Okay. So, we've got our current reality. What's happening right here, right now? What's going on for you? What do you think is a root cause about? Now, this is not about blame. This is not about ego. This is not a finger pointing. This is like specs on being curious and like a scientist, really leaning into what do I feel is the root cause? And you do know the answer. Trust yourself that you know the answer. What do I think is a root cause for all of this? Is it finances? Is it healing and just letting go of this emotional block? Is it consistency and just discipline? Like, I'm on the right path, no, what I'm doing is just this. What is it? Okay. Lean into your inner truth with this, how you really feel. That's so important. Okay. This is for you. Okay. And then we're going to lean into the healing practice and the daily action, the daily work, right, which I do, which is meditation, visualization, journaling, is actual worksheets, right, that we do in personal development. So that's what we're going to be doing. And you're welcome to come on if you're on the live. If you have any questions, to please post it in the comments, and I'm very happy to help you through everything. Okay. And this is really important. This is what we do also, legacy leaders. Every single aspect of life, we're creating a new blueprint together. It's going to be bespoke. You're doing it bespoke for you, and I'm doing it for mine. Like, in all the different areas of life: leadership, family, faith, purpose, well-being, and more. All right. So you have the healing. So essentially, with the life audit, it's what's working well, where do I feel most stuck, and which area needs the most healing. Okay. Right. Now, current reality. So I just want you to take a moment and write down what is the current reality. Okay, so by the end of today's session, remember, you're going to have your complete own healing plan. Okay, but we need to know where we're at, and this is the work. So I want you to just take a moment. We're going to take a minute or two. Let me know if you need more time. And I want you to write down what is your current reality. Okay, and then we're going to be moving into the root cause, the new empowering belief, and one courageous next step. Okay, so what is the current reality? Just take a minute, and it's just the first thing that comes to mind. Okay, we just, even key points, even in your journal, you can just put key points. If you want to write it all out, you can. If you're watching the replay, by the way, if you're watching this live, thank you for joining us live. And you can also watch the replay. I would definitely recommend you watch this again. You can just watch the replay. Okay, you can just watch 5 minutes at a time and pause it, and then even if it's like a whole week later, you can watch the next 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be this whole, I've got to stop everything and do this right here, right now. I do think it is that important to do that, but I'd also rather you actually do it. Okay, and that's why these recordings are living here, timeless. Okay, on YouTube, on Substack, or wherever you're watching this, but so that it's accessible to you to do this. Okay, so what is the current reality? Take a moment. What's going well, but also what do you feel you need to focus on? What needs to change? If you don't know what that change is, but what is the focus? Okay. Maybe also writing down what is actually going well. Maybe you've been really working on something, like it's your fitness, and there's a particular, I don't know, program you're doing with your fitness, or a particular way of eating, or with the sales in your business is coming from a particular thing that you've tried out, that you're like, oh wow, okay, this is I'm getting traction in this is working. And you're recognizing, okay, I think I just need to let go maybe of that old way of doing things, that was maybe more hustle and grind, and just really lean into this. And this might actually take work too, right? But you're like, yes, but I'm gonna really, this is going well, so now I'm gonna master this. And there's an element sometimes even of grief, of like letting go of something that you're like, oh, I really thought that was going to work, and it's not that it hasn't worked, but it's just maybe not right now. But this is what I'm going to focus on. So it's also just letting go and focusing also what is working well in all aspects of your life as well. Okay, all that circled area. Okay. I think I'll write my lap because I'm shaking the whole screen. Okay. 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 um Sorry, one thing. Okay, so now with the current reality, for anything that is going well or that you feel is challenging, I want you to write down the root cause. Why do you think it's going well? Or why do you think it's challenging right now? What is it about it um, that is the challenge? Right, we need to know. Right, what is it? Because then we're going to be moving into, yes, our belief around it, new empowering belief, but also our action. Even if you don't quite know, or it feels like it's outside of you and it's somebody else, what is it within you? That's the focus. We're focusing on you, okay? So if it's bringing up anxiety, something's bringing up anxiety of an outside situation, um, then and our belief around that, and yeah, we might need some deep work around that, whether that's around the healing work or maybe even strategic work that we need to do. But it's very different when you feel very empowered about it and fired up and like, right, let's do this, and that really helps. That is the antidote to anxiety. Okay, when we are goal seeking organisms and to be working towards something. Okay. So now, what is the root cause of what's going well and anything that's challenging? And feel free to circle. Actually, I've got some highlighters I want to use. I bought for this session. I forgot about it. Just give me a second. There we go. Okay, so got my highlighters. So, can you see how this is like we're doing the work? We're really focusing on where am I at right now? This is very different to just worrying about something. Okay. And I know this takes work, this takes energy, this is a choice to be like, all right, well, let's do something about it. That's the difference. It's a different energy. Can you feel? Do you feel it's a different energy when you're really leaning into like, okay, I am worried about this, or I do feel anxious about this, but I have belief, even if you borrow my belief in that this can change. Okay, I'm using green because of heart chakra. Obviously, all colours are very loving. If I can get it out of the pack, all colours are very loving. But healing work, heart chakra. So you can. What I do is as I'm journaling, right? Okay, I'm like circling as I go along. Right, I'm circling things that come up. That's an intuitive hit. Okay, so all we're doing is we're attending to, you don't have to do the whole thing, okay? Just we're attending to what we can right now. And what will happen is as you get to certain moments in life, your heart will then intuitively select what needs to be done. So right now you're focusing on this, and then as you go throughout the day, you may get other insights. This is why daily journaling or daily, definitely daily meditation, but daily journaling practice, even if you do it through meditation, is really important, because as you do this in the morning and the evening, and if you can at lunchtime as well, would be really good, even if it's just 3 minutes, okay? And you will when you meditate and you're checking in, you're basically over time you'll find you're doing this, all this work we're doing intuitively in meditation in like a couple of minutes. You're just checking in, and sometimes you know that it's just a work in progress. Something you're doing right now is a work in progress, but you're able to do something on that. Maybe you're spending that time in meditation on a visualization. Okay, so let's keep going. We're doing the root cause, what's going well, what's challenging right now, what do we think that could be about, the real root cause, what do we think is a real, like, the main thing. Okay, so you really 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 focus on what you feel that main thing is about. Don't avoid it. Okay, don't be in denial. And sometimes that's the healing work, to be around, oh gosh, it really is about this thing that I really don't want to do. But if you've identified that that is the root cause and that's what's affecting your current reality, then that's the focus. But we're going to switch it all up, okay? And you've got support. And I told you, jump into Legacy Leaders, and you can get more support. You can book a one-to-one session if you want to go deep into this, right? Then come on in, come and get one of the limited spots available. So you can really really go deep into that. Okay. So root causes. And remember, you don't need to be writing in full sentences. You can be, it's my kids, hello sweetie, hi darling, love you. You can be literally just doing little note points, right? So for example, I've written fitness, weekly desserts, whatever. I'm not really focusing on strategy. I'm focusing on what works well, but I'm not really focusing just on methodology. I'm focusing on, because we all know that, I'm really focusing on what is it within me that I've got resistance to, right? Like not eating sticky toffee pudding every day, all day. Why not? So how can I change my beliefs about that, which we're going to come to? But what is the root cause, first of all, that I need to work on if there's any resistance coming up? So, for example, for me, my health journey of weight loss, I don't see it as weight loss. I call it weight releasing, and that I'm an athlete in this school of life. And it's not hard, it's easy. In fact, I already am that, right? And this is not some sort of diet. This is just the way I eat to really nourish and fuel this beautiful divine vessel, physical vessel that I've been given, including mental, and also so that I can do this service, right? So before this, when I had my protein shake and I had my coffee, my vitamins, and then eating really healthy food that's really nourishing, and the gratitude within that as well. So can you see how it's a mind flip? It's not just, oh, I just need to eat like less food and less calories and less. It's a very like almost like a very scarcity lack mentality, and you could get the same result. But this one's a very vibrant result that is permanent and is lifelong, playing the long game. And one is very like, it's just the result, it's very impermanent, and that's why people binge eat up, go up and down, up and down, up and down, because they haven't changed what's in here. They haven't done this healing work around that. And being grateful I can wear lovely beautiful clothes along this journey, and decorate my divine vessel, and really appreciate her and take care of her and love her, and look at the mirror and talk to her with so much love, and for where I'm at right now, and gratitude for that, this journey that I'm on right now too, right alongside you. So you can see the difference in that, and celebrating all the wins while still doing that daily method of operation and building up my discipline in that area of whatever it is, and building up my discipline, but not seeing it as, oh, discipline, this is hard. Actually the opposite of like, oh wow, this is such a privilege, right? To be able to wake up at this time, and all I'm having to do is think about a strength training workout, and it's so much fun, and I get to listen to meditation whilst I do it, and whatever it is you're doing, you're turning it around. So you are doing the work, but it's the intention behind it. It's the way in which you do it. Why? Because our thoughts and it's our feelings in the action that we're doing, right? That's really, really important. Okay. So carry on with the root causes. This is really important. I know this is work. I know it can feel like a lot of journaling, a lot of writing, and you just want me to talk and talk and talk, and we want to know more. But sometimes it isn't more information. Sometimes it's just more implementation. Okay. We've had the age of information. That was the internet. Okay. And we have it a bit more now with ChatGPT, and more information, but this is about implementation. Okay, actually doing this work. Many will say yes to the invite. A few less will actually come to watch this, live. A few less will watch it replay, and a few less will actually do the work, and a few less will actually do this consistently and be very committed to their personal growth by joining Legacy Leaders annual or monthly, or however you want to do it, right? So it is a commitment. Okay, and I completely understand that it is not easy, and it's like, whew, okay, this is like real work. I get it. I'm doing it too. But I'm trust me and telling you, it works. The work works. Okay. So, and this is an opportunity cost. The alternative to doing this is just worrying about this situation, is worrying, feeling anxious, that feeling here, hot, clammy, nightmares, or just really worrying, or just, and then carrying that into everything and every interaction you do throughout this day. This is the alternative. Okay, and I promise you, when you do this every day, right, even if you just take one question and you set a timer for 5 minutes. I love going on YouTube and finding those like Reiki healing, um like sound drums for like 5 minutes. It'll be like 5 minutes, root chakra, or whatever I feel called to do, and I'll just put it on, and that's like basically my timer, and I'm like, just take 5 minutes. And sometimes I write it down, sometimes I just close my eyes and be like, I'm focusing on this right now, on the visualization of it being exactly how I want it to be. And I'm choosing something on Amazon. How do I want it to be? What do I see with my mind's eye right now, what that looks like? And maybe another meditation for 5 minutes later on the day might be on, okay, let me really lean into the method of operation with this, and method, of this, and what feels right, and what's working well, and what's working well, I'm really like watering it. That's the roses of the mental garden. What's not really working so well, okay, let's cut those weeds, and let's just like nip that in the bud, and let's focus on this, right? And then when you do that, you are toning your mental faculties as well. Okay, it's like doing strength training for your mind. Okay, so keep going. Root cause of challenges and what's going well. Okay. And by the way, something which is you're not sure. Okay, so even if you're sort of like, this situation is not good for me, this needs to stop. Even if you don't know how, you don't know the details, but just that intention, that seed is actually sets healing in motion. Okay, it's planting the seed and it starts working. This is how healing works. I'm telling you, as a doctor as well, this is how healing works. It's an intention. There's a nocebo effect. We had the placebo effect. Okay, so we have the placebo effect, which is where, in studies, the two different groups, one will be given like the drug, the real drug for whatever that condition is, and one will be given a placebo. As long as it's not going to harm anyone, obviously it's got to be done ethically, and I'm explaining it very, very briefly here. But the other group will be given basically a placebo, which means like a sugar pill, or basically there's nothing in it. But they're both told the same thing, that this is the pill, this is how much this is going to transform this, whatever this condition is, and eliminate it or cure it, or that's the intention behind it. So they've been told the same things. So all the other factors are the same except the actual physical pill. And many studies have shown that the placebo group had the same effect compared to the group that had the medication. Or of course, this group for some medications was like times by 10, this was times by 2. And that's why the medicine was then approved and it went ahead to come into circulation. So this is not a conversation about pharmaceuticals, okay? And I do think there is a role to play in medication, and it's incredible the world we live in with modern medicine and robotics and surgery and medications and science, and I love it, and that's why I do it. But I do think it's really interesting whenever I read these studies and when there is a placebo around. It's never, from what I've seen, it's never zero. Right? So even if this medication was like times 10, it was amazing. The placebo study was never that no one in that group at all didn't have anything positive at all. No, even if it was just one person that had like a 1% chance, sort of increase in their healing for whatever the issue was, it was never zero. And I always thought that was really interesting. So it just shows the power of the mind, how when you give it a command, okay, we have to do this healing work. When you give it that command, it takes it as a command that, okay, right, she said we're healing, or he said we're healing, so we're healing. And actually, you can see it on a cellular level. And I strongly believe that's what happened when my son was in the special care baby unit, and when I was in high dependency unit, of like, this is just the start. But this is just the start, and we are healing right here, right now, and all is well. And there is work to do, like going to the special care baby unit, delivering my colostrum every single hour, waddling there and trying to get it done, and nuzzling and skin to skin, and that took work when you've just given birth, or for all members of the family, it takes work, and you're tired, and all of that. It's an intention. It takes work, and to keep your mind in that state of belief of like, this is going to work, like this is so powerful, and even just a cuddle, and it's so powerful, and I can feel my energy going into him, and it's healing, and all of that takes work. It takes mental energy, right? And so how am I going to fuel my body for that mental energy, right? Now there is something called, so that's how powerful the placebo effect is. You can literally command your body, okay, and it really, you can see the cellular level healing. It's incredible. But there's an opposite effect, and that's called the nocebo effect. Okay. And the nocebo effect is, yeah, you guessed it, it's a complete opposite. So you actually give a negative command to your body. Right. Now, we would obviously never do this in medicine because it's unethical. I think probably back in the day they maybe did. But it's a nocebo effect is a negative command. So literally saying, I mean, I don't want to say it, but saying something negative about it could be a medicine or a treatment or anything, like it's not going to work, or people often come in with that belief, and therefore you just know it just won't, because they've already given that command. Or even if it happened to work, it didn't work as well as it could have. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you don't do your due diligence and you follow your intuition. Of course, if certain things you genuinely feel are not going to be good for you, I absolutely follow that. I'm just talking about the general concept of the nocebo effect, how powerful it is, and how it actually can cause the mind and the body, etc., to disintegrate because it's just following a command. Okay, so this is how powerful it is. The placebo and the nocebo is how you talk to yourself, how you love yourself, and this work sometimes is how we can take ourselves into the placebo effect. And when I say placebo, actually, it's really underplaying this work, because placebo almost invites like, oh, it's not real. But what I mean is the energy behind that is real. Okay, this is the deep emotional healing work. So the root cause, when you say the situation is not good for me, or I don't know what it is, but this needs to stop, whatever it is. Maybe it's a habit you're doing, maybe it's someone else's behavior towards you, or whatever it is. Just knowing that yourself consciously is so powerful, because you've then making a committed decision to yourself that this is going to stop. I don't know how, but definitely this is going to stop. And then I want to us to lean into now a new empowering belief, okay, which is going into the opposite, effect of this. Okay, so sorry, 1 second. I'm just going into the opposite effect of this. Okay, so really leaning into what would the opposite of the situation look like. That will help give you insights into the gap. So where are you at right now, the current reality? What is it you want, which is basically the goal, and then we're going to lean into what is it. What does that look like? Okay, so I'm going to give you 30 seconds again to lean into that. Okay. So what is it that I want? What's the opposite of the situation? Even if you say this has got to stop, what has got to stop specifically? And what is the opposite of that? You might even need the thesaurus, right? If it's been going on for so long, you might not know. Well, I don't know what the opposite of this is. I haven't experienced that. Maybe nobody in your lineage, in your family, or in your life has ever experienced that. Well, now's the time to course correct that and change that. And that starts with you, my lovely. All right. So think, what is it that's got to stop right now? Whatever it is, whatever comes up for you in all areas of life, but particularly the one that you circled on. Let's start with that. And what exactly is it about it? And then what is the opposite? Okay, let's do that. Okay, so this is your opportunity to end any kind of difficult situation which is arising. This is your opportunity to just end it. So embrace all of this work that we're doing. It starts with this, your intention within you. Remember, self-leadership. You are the captain of your ship, not your spouse or your kids or your mum or your dad or your boss or your manager or that other manager, or some comment on, on wherever. It's none of that. You are the captain of your ship. You are the CEO of your life. Okay, you are the CFO, for financial operations. Everything is you. You can delegate things, you can get AI and software, etc., to do whatever, but it all starts with you. You get to choose, you get to let go of things, you get to change it all up. Okay, So now we're going to start with what is the opposite. Literally look at each one and just look at what is the opposite of that. Okay. So, for example, if someone's being really condescending, belittling you, you feel you've got to dim your light, you've got to walk on eggshells around them. They always want to know what it is that you're doing. I'm just taking things that patients and clients have told me, things that I've obviously experienced in the past too, external validation, people pleasing, worrying about what other people think, backlash, um, fear, a lot of fear, doubt, worry, scaremongering, really worrying maybe about the world, all of those things, people fighting around you, whether it's sibling rivalry or with your kids or in your marriage or in your organization, toxicity in the workplace culture or at home, whatever it is. Okay, one by one, write the opposite. So, respect, self respect is one of the opposite things on that. And then we need to maybe, when I was going down this pathway at first, I was like, okay, you know what? I thought I had self respect. I guess I do, but it's maybe I have level one self respect. I don't know, or level three or whatever. But what I'm saying is not, don't worry about the different levels, but like I'm obviously being called to really up level. And as I up level my self respect and my boundaries, I'm doing this for my lineage, for my kids, for the bloodline, for those I serve, right? And then I can teach that. And it's a beautiful ripple effect of self respect around the collective, around the world, around the community, those I serve. So it continues outwardly, okay? So it's not just you that's affected with this, it's everyone. So what's the opposite of that? Okay, if you dim your light, the opposite of that would be obviously shining bright, really going for it, not thinking about other people's reactions, not thinking about when I go live right now and I'm doing this healing work and journaling and I'm live and I'm doing, or not thinking about, how it's got to look or what people's thoughts are or obviously I want to know your thoughts so obviously I want to know your thoughts and your comments, but what I mean is more in terms of your actual anyone's opinions that might be belittling or diminishing, or for whatever reason, that makes you think that you might have to dim your light or something like that. So write the opposite now, okay? So the opposite might be like respect, boundaries, self-love, right? And then we'll go into more of that. Okay, all right. So now what I want us to do is to move on. Okay. So working through this whole workbook together. Remember, you can message me if you want to have your own copy of it, but we are going through it all together. Okay. So now I want you to think about the 5 minute emotional reset. Okay. So essentially, the framework with this, when do we use this? When we're having difficult conversations, right? Whether it's with your spouse, in a team leadership meeting, executive leadership meeting, with the kids, parenting moments, leadership decision making, right? Stressful situations, whatever it is. It just takes 5 minutes. Okay, so you can do this in, you can literally be like, I just need to quickly pop to the toilet, and you literally just do this. Okay. And, I want you to think about a recent stressful situation and just kind of mentally practice the framework with yourself there in that situation right now. Okay. So close your eyes. Just going to take a couple of minutes. Close your eyes. I want you to imagine the situation, the stressful situation. Maybe there's lots of shouting going on, or you're feeling that whatever you felt in that moment, maybe there was stress or anxiety, or felt that kind of pull, heart racing a bit, feeling hot, clammy. So I want you to first we calm the nervous system down. Just calm down for yourself. Okay. Deep breaths. That's a choice in that moment to be deep breath. Okay, and maybe even a mantra you can say, or an affirmation like, I am calm. Or you can even say, I am choosing to be calm if you're not really feeling it. I'm choosing to be calm. I am powerful and strong. I have a choice in this matter. I am so powerful and strong in my emotional regulation that I can actually change the emotional weather around me. Right? It's like emotional weather, and you are the leader energetically. So you are, when you start with doing it with yourself, others feel that, and it does actually physiologically bring the respiratory rate down of the people around you in a healthy way, meaning it just calms everyone down. Even if you are not the titled leader in that situation, or someone else is doing lots of shouting or talking or whatever the situation is, doesn't matter, but you are leading energetically, and you have belief in that you are literally changing the emotional weather around you. Okay. So you could see that's going from a dark, stormy cloud with thunder, lightning, and rain, etc. And it's just calming down. It's getting more of a lighter grey. There's less rain. It's much more lighter like that. It's changing. You've got to visualize it, okay? And behind that cloud, what's always there is the sun. The sun is always shining. Even if you can't see it, it is always shining. Okay, that is our calm, our true calm state. So you breathe, you notice how you feel. You notice those like dark clouds, and you're breathing through it, changing the weather into that sunshine behind, which is the calm behind it. And you literally just keep doing it. Okay, and it is changing the emotional weather around you. We can't be responsible for others' actions, it's their own free will, but that's definitely making that situation calmer. Okay. And then you have a choice in that moment. And remember, all of this may not feel like 5 minutes, it may feel like a millisecond. But you can take that millisecond and make it feel like 5 minutes, okay? In your choice in how you respond. Okay, so it's pausing, breathing. That's the very first thing you do. If you take deep breaths in that moment, breathing out any anxiety or fear or doubt or worry or scaremongering or whatever's going on here, and I'm choosing calm. You notice, you don't respond, you don't react, you just notice, okay? You notice what's going on around, okay? Before we do life support, right? Basic life support, before we help the patient, we notice what's going on around. Is it safe? Is it safe for me to enter? Is it electricity wire lying on the floor, or is there some danger? Like, what exactly is the situation? Just a quick notice. for your choosing. I'm choosing to, number 5, respond, not react, to respond. And what is the response? The response might be you don't say anything in that moment, that I need some time to think over this. I need to do some research, and I will get back to you. And maybe that's what you say. And maybe that's what you're saying to yourself. Like, I'm choosing not to say anything right now. This is not being submissive or passive, but I'm going to come back to this because you are a leader, you're an executive leader, and you're going to be doing some strategic work on this, right? Not like telling all the houses and no, you may need to get a book. You may need to do a quick little course. You may need to just spend some time in meditation. You may need to release all of your emotions, and then you come to your response. And how are you going to deliver that response? Okay, you may even need to say that at the moment, that I need to just have some time to think over this, and then I will get back to you. Okay. And this is really important, okay, that you also practice this. So if there's something you're worried about at work or at home or whatever, you can mentally rehearse this. It's a visualization, and so you're prepared when that perceived conflict arises, and you've already got your toned mental faculties, right? And it's not that you're going with an assumption of like a fight, um, but you are not scared of it, or at least anxiety is not volume not 10 out of 10. It is really calmed down. Okay. So these are the kind of practical tools that, by the way, we are doing in Legacy Leader Circle, like alongside the sales and the marketing that I teach you from the business side and the coaching, the leadership certification, right? There's 12 modules that coming up, that's coming soon, but drop that in monthly. And that's a leadership certification you get if you're in the annual. But these tools, part of the House of Healing pillar. These actually become habits, not just ideas. Just like I talk about in this book, this was the birth of a lot of that. And then, people came to me on like, can you give me some guidance on this? Or can you record the affirmations? Or, so I started on YouTube. I do actually have root chakra affirmations there, and I'll post the recording there down below that you can listen to. So some of my clients, they'll listen to that for like 90 days, or the bespoke recording. If they're an annual VIP member, they'll listen to that bespoke recording for like 90 days every single day. It's just like a 5-minute recording that they can really reprogram their subconscious mind through that meditation. Or it might even be just more in terms of an empowering activation, where I'm speaking to their higher self, or to their version of themselves with the completed goal and everything that they've told me. Okay. And you can do this for yourself. You just pick up voice memo on your phone, just to do a quick recording, and you can do that. Okay. So these are the tools that we do in Legacy Leader Circles. So come in, where we do great deep healing work. And if you're in Legacy Leader Circle already, then we're only just getting started. We're just getting started. So come on in. So excited to have you there. Okay. And we do every single month, we're leaning into healing. We're leaning into the ethical wealth creation, as well as leadership. Okay, so to heal, earn, and lead yourself, your family, and your service. Okay, so it's all as a calm, healthy, balanced, wealthy warrior heart legacy leader. So now what I want to do is, we are coming up towards the end, and I just want to leave you with another meditation. Okay, so lots of meditation work today. And I just want you to what we're going to the intention of this meditation, okay, is I've got some notes here that people have asked me to do the meditation on, things that they're working through, which is compassion, okay, for themselves and others, forgiveness, releasing shame, connecting with purpose, gratitude, love, inner peace, and seeing the divine within themselves and others. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing this meditation on. Please sit comfortably. Um, you can close your eyes. You can listen to the music and just listen to me as well. Feel free to do some journaling at the end as well. But take this time for yourself. Take this time for yourself now to get comfortable. Okay, get comfortable and close your eyes. And I'm here. I'm right here with you. You're not alone. You're right. I'm right here with you, okay? And you're not alone. And I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to see a beautiful flame. Okay, a beautiful flame that we talked about. A beautiful flame now. Sit comfortably, relax, put your feet on the floor, uncross your legs, put your palms up. If you're in more of a receiving mode, and you can put your palms down into your thighs if you are wanting to really ground in this energy. Okay, either one is perfect, so just do whatever intuitively feels good. Okay, close your eyes, and I want you to see a beautiful flame, and it's a beautiful bright shining flame dancing there, but it's very calm, it's very beautiful, and that is within you. That is within you all the time. Okay, that is within you all the time. So close your eyes, and I want you to see this in your mind's eye, see this in your mind, and have compassion for yourself. However you do this, you are doing this perfectly. Okay, however you do this, you are doing this perfectly. That is the divine coming through you. That is your higher self now speaking to yourself, no matter what's going on around you, whether it's family, a beautiful situation, it might feel a bit hectic. But see, this is us choosing to see the beauty within this, okay? Within this exact moment, right here, right now, wherever you're listening to this or watching this, that is a choice. And I want you to have that compassion within yourself, that love of the light coming through your heart, that candle light, and feel the love coming through your heart. And that is the love that you have for the divine, for yourself, for your loved ones around you. It's a beautiful ripple effect. Okay, I want you to see this green, beautiful light which is coming out from your heart. Okay, it's coming out from your heart, and it is like a light around your heart, and it's getting bigger, and it's healing every single cell in your body, and it's so powerful and it's so strong, and it's healing and healing everyone around you. And it's a healing, but also an empowering light for your wealthy warrior leader within you is being activated. This light is getting bigger and brighter. It's swirling round and round in your heart and all of your chakras. It is healing them. They're all balanced and strong, and it's emanating around you. I want you to imagine you can see your body, and it's coming around your heart, around all of the organs of your body, around your body, and around, going round and round your body. Now it's around all your loved ones are in your heart. Anything that you care deeply about, even projects you're working on, current situations, whether they're challenging or fruitful, whatever's going on, is in your heart with this divine light, and is beautifully cleansed and healed and empowered, whatever the situation needs, and with divine wisdom and guidance. And it is, this beautiful green light is stretching beyond even your home now, beyond your room you're in, but beyond your home. It's getting bigger and bigger, and it's coming from your heart, and it's sending out love to yourself, to others around the world, to your loved ones, through you in all your different roles that you play in this beautiful life, through your service, through your family, through yourself. Spreading out their beautiful ripple effect of love, healing all around you. It's healing your part in your past lives, in your lineage, cleansing the bloodline. Your inner child is receiving so much love. You have all the love, the power, the light, the healing, the respect, the forgiveness, the purpose, the gratitude, the love, the peace, everything, the recognition, everything that you need and that you desire is within you. Okay, right here, right now. You don't need to do anything to please others or for external validation. You forgive yourself for ever feeling like you needed to do that in the past, with so much love and compassion for others around you, also who may not fully understand your purpose or why you do what you do or want to do what you do. It's okay, they haven't seen your vision. But you are giving yourself so much more love every day when you commit to that vision and you do it the best you can with your warrior heart daily method of operation in all areas of your life, your faith, your family, your fitness, your finances, your fulfillment of your purpose in all areas of life in a beautiful, balanced way, even when it seems in the moment that it's done imperfectly and there's more to be done. That is done perfectly in that moment, and you're proud of yourself, and you have fulfillment and positivity and joy and mindfulness and one pointed focusedness when you are doing that particular activity with so much faith in yourself and the divine and for those you're serving and the method you've chosen that's been given to you. And you have so much faith and trust and belief in yourself and in what you're doing. And patience. You have patience because you trust in that divine timing as well. It's so important. And you're connecting and committing every single day and every moment of the day with that purpose, with gratitude and with love and with inner peace. Okay. You see the divine within yourself and with everyone around you with a beautiful ripple effect, sending out forgiveness, sending out love, sending out healing, and that you are whole within yourself right here, right now. Okay? You are whole within yourself. So I want you to really sit with that, really close your eyes, really close your eyes now, and really close your eyes and ensure that you're really absorbing all of this beautiful light energy. Okay? Enclose so you have all of this beautiful light energy that is all around you and is coming from within you and coming out into through all of your roles into the world and all that you do. Okay? And it's really important that you really focus on that you really focus on yourself. It's not selfish, it's not ego. And any resistance you feel in this work that you do for yourself, the work, your self love work, the work that you're doing for your family, the work that you're doing in your service that you're creating or that you have created and continuing to evolve in all of these different areas of life. You send out love, you send out compassion for those that do not understand. You send even love and compassion for the perceived obstacles. There's no anger, or anxiety or fear or distrust or, oh, this is not working. You have patience and you're navigating it as a calm leader, just like water. You're navigating around the obstacles, okay? Just like water. It's really, really important that you understand that we don't always have to push through, but we are navigating it going around. That's not passivity or being submissive, but that is part of our evolution as a leader. Okay, navigating and sending loving healing, but doing this as a warrior heart legacy leader. Okay, doing this as a warrior heart legacy leader is an evolution of leadership of ourself, of our family or co-leadership, and of our service, and in all areas of our life in harmony. Okay, so take a deep breath in, breathe it all in, and you're breathing out anything that no longer serves you in terms of people pleasing, external validation, dancing to other people's timelines, but also at the same time, not compromising on your values. You have your warrior heart values, but you are leaning into your purpose and your mission and what works well for you. Okay. And that often takes navigation around certain things, but you get it done because of your faith and because you are a legacy leader. All right. So now I want you to open your eyes, and well done for doing that meditation. You know, sometimes it takes work to do that, to sit down and do it. So well done. Thank you so much for, for being here and doing that meditation. Okay. And you can take some time to spend a few minutes journaling on if there's any reflection Anything that came up, you can write it down in your workbook. Um, okay, so you can tell them, and that's really important, to really, either tell others of your vision, or most importantly to be committed to yourself. Okay, so you can write that down. And I want you to know that members in Legacy Leader Circle do receive a growing library of guided meditations and reflective practices to support them between our live sessions. And it's really important to go through this workbook repeatedly, celebrate your small wins, okay, and just think, what is the one insight that you'll take away from today? And you can just comment then down below if you want. You can comment that down below. What is one insight you're going to take away from today? Okay. And so I just want to recap what we've gone through today. Okay. So we've gone through the executive life audit, the healing blueprint, the emotional reset, the guided meditation, and the personal reflection. Okay. And this is my gift to you, okay, and my gift to the divine, my offering to the divine. And I just want you to know that today was just the beginning, okay? Sustainable transformation happens through consistent practice. So even just this one time has planted the seed. But it's really about consistent practice and a supportive community and accountability. And that's where we have Legacy Leader Circle. Okay, it's a monthly membership. It's ideal for leaders who are wanting to have a monthly live masterclass with live coaching, just like this, where you can come on Zoom and we can talk through whatever's going on for you right here, right now, in a safe, healing, sacred space. It's all confidential, with guided meditations, executive workbooks, a community, live coaching, and practical implementation. That's the thing, practical implementation, practical tools, templates, even in your business, whether it's sales in your business or interviews, taking your leadership to the next level, conflict negotiation skills, whether that's at home or in the workplace or in the war room, in the boardroom, whatever it is, I'm here to help you with all aspects of leadership. It is a virtual leadership and life and emotional well-being institute. Okay, so we have three core pillars. We have House of Healing, we have House of Wealth Building, which is Wealthy Warriors, and then we have the leadership, which is all to do with our relationships. Okay, so everything for the annual membership, everything in monthly is included, but you also have a private one-to-one session with me. That's a strategy session, a healing session, it's whatever you want it to be. It's on Voxer, which means it transcends all time zones. And we have this beautiful back and forth. I give you a warrior heart, life and leadership dossier, which is a 360-degree transformation. Every aspect of your life, we really go deep, and I ask you to fill that in beforehand. So I know everything that's going on, it's all confidential. So we can really then on the session go deep into, and this is all day, okay, over Voxer, one whole business day, as we can go back and forth, and sometimes it ends up being over 2 days if that's what we need, okay, depending on the time zones, etc. So this is the best way I found, so you're not worrying about attending for a certain time zone. If you really want Zoom, that's totally fine, but I just find what Voxer works better with certain time zones. And you complete this and we go through it step by step, and then from that, and when we're happy that we have a plan that feels good in all aspects of your life, okay, it might be a 90-day sales and marketing plan, it might be a plan for your marriage, it might be for your deep emotional healing, whatever it is. And often I find it's a mixture. You have your personalized 90-day game plan written up for you. You also get a bespoke audio recording just for you to listen to, whether it's a meditation or maybe going a bit deeper into the strategy, whatever it is that you need. But it's something empowering that you can listen to every single day to reprogram your subconscious mind and to keep you in that embodiment of being a wealthy warrior, legacy heart leader. Okay. You will also in annual get the leadership certification, okay, 12 modules on being a wealthy warrior leader, and we go deep into that, okay? This is all about calm, compassionate, courageous leadership. You get priority support, okay, so I'm there to help you as well. And you will also get additional exclusive resources, including the publishing program, okay, how to become a published author program as well. So if today's hour, it actually went on for a bit longer, hour to 2 hours, you feel has been very valuable to you, okay, then I'd really be honored to continue to support your journey. All right. Whether you choose to come in for the monthly, where you can cancel anytime, there's no contract, it's only $47 per month at the moment. Okay, we'll be going up to $97 per month soon. Or the annual membership, which is currently only $444 per year. 444, that's it. Okay. Then you'll become a part of our beautiful community of Legacy Heart Legacy Leaders. Okay. Legacy Leader Circle, where we really lead with wisdom, compassion, purpose, alongside building ethical generational wealth, generational healing, and leading as calm, balanced leaders, okay, of ourself, our family, and our service. So thank you so much, not just for me, but for giving yourself and your family and your service, because this is going to have a beautiful ripple effect now for the rest of your day, and I hope for the rest of your life. It's up to you how you want to use this. Okay, this can just be something you just watch, or it can be something you're really going to implement. And you can even just take this recording and watch this, every day, or just work through it over the month and then do it again and again. Okay, I'd love for you to do that, and you've got the workbook as well. You're welcome to message me if you've got any questions at all about Legacy Leader Circle, or I have other private mentoring programs. I have high level programs with VIP days and in-person events. So if you have any questions at all, just message me, okay, and we can jump on a call if need be, to check alignment, or to, if you've got any questions. Healing, I have to say, I think is one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself, your family, your leadership in your service, and the world. No matter what your role is that you play, whether you have a business or not, doesn't matter. It is for you, and it is the way you show up. Okay, so I'm sending you so much love and light. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you next time.